Alright YouTubers, what's going on? Got another knife review. Been meaning to do this one for a little while. I've had this knife with me for a few weeks now. And first of all, this is the Custom Knife Factory Morff. It is a Evgeny Muan design. It is a, we'll go ahead and go through the specs real quick. This is the carbon fiber titanium version. There's also a G10 titanium version. Your overall length on this is going to be 8.25 inches. Blade length is 3.5. You have S35 VN steel. You have a cutting edge of it's just under 3.5 inches, obviously. Let's see here. Actually, this blade might be. It's kind of hard to measure this one because it upsweeps so much. Actually, I would say the blade is more like 3 3/4 with about a 3.5 inch cutting edge. Maybe a share over that. So pretty good sized blade on this one. Like I said, S35 VN steel. It's a flipper. You have a stonewash finish on the blade. A full flat grind, as you can see. Or excuse me, just a flat grind on this one. But still, pretty obvious what it is. Carbon fiber, you have a handle length of 4.75 inches. Pretty good size handle, and it weighs in at, I think, right around 3.5 ounces. Let me just double check that. 3.7, so 3.7 ounces. So it's very, very lightweight for its size. And it's that they accomplish that by obviously having this carbon fiber scale, no liners. You can see it's just pure carbon fiber. Kind of like the Chris Reeves Sabenza 21 carbon fiber or the ZT 542 carbon fiber. 542, really, 452. So you have a much lighter scale there, not having any liners. And then on this one, they actually milled out. Oh, let's see if we can see this. It's always a difficult thing to show on camera. For some reason, you really can't tell, but the scales. There you go. You can see the milled pockets. So they've milled some pockets out of the titanium. So it's super lightweight. And then you can see the titanium scale is not terribly thick. Let's compare it to the Daboya, which is also another Custom Knife Factory knife, and it's quite a bit thicker titanium. Let's look at like the Mako here, Ferrico Mako here. You can see that the titanium lock and the one I should have brought was the ZT 562 carbon fiber. That's the one I meant to bring in here with me, but I didn't. So the titanium scale, the titanium frame is a little bit thinner, but it's also milled out, and then you have the carbon fiber, so it's a super lightweight knife. It sports a really good sized blade. It's got a really cool blade design. Got a lot of belly on here. You've got these nice grooves here just for design. You also notice that if you look on the pivot, has that same lines. So that design kind of flows over to the blade, which is really cool. So it's got a unique blade shape. It's not a typical drop point. It's almost kind of like a trailing point blade. I really dig it. It slices really, really well. I mean, a very, very good cutter. That flat grind is going to help that as well too. So, but what's best about this knife is how just the action. Like, it's so smooth, and it's got this nice sound and pop when you flip it. You hear that click? Like, it just has a good detent. It's about perfect. It's super smooth. Yep, nice detent. Very, very smooth. You have a titanium milled pocket clip that flows well with the lines of the knife. You can see how it kind of follows this curved cutout in the titanium here. That's all milled out on the carbon fiber and titanium. You got your barrel spacers here. I believe they're stainless steel. So you've got a lot of really like upgraded features on this knife, in my opinion. And for the money, it's a really good buy. It's sub 300. Let's see, Blade HQ sells it for $280. So I got this in a trade, which I was really happy. Been wanting to try this one out. And I got to tell you guys, this is like one of my favorite new knives that I've gotten. I've gotten quite a few new models in lately, and this one I just keep picking up and using and flipping, and you know, just EDC in this knife. It's got great ergonomics. medium-sized hand. It's just super comfy. It melts in your hand. You've got this like indentation here, kind of like this. See how the frame kind of swoops down here and then it swoops back up. And what that gives you is a really nice place to rest your thumb. You've got some nice jimping there. Not too aggressive, just enough. And then the flipper guard, it makes a perfect. I mean, it's just really, really nice. Really good cutter. Really nice to use. And so nice to carry because it's so lightweight. I mean, for this big of a knife to be that, let's compare it in some size to some others here. Hopefully our battery lasts. When I started this video, I had like 2 bars. Now I'm quickly down to 1, so hopefully that doesn't start flashing at me. So there's the Daboya, similar size, a little bit bigger, quite a bit heavier. There's a ZT, and you'll see a few knives in the video here that are pre. You'll be seeing videos on these soon. I haven't done any videos on them quite yet. The ZT0095, that's the Russian market exclusive, limited edition. Very similar in size to that. The Gavco Fair and Forge collaboration, the Mako. Very similar. And then last, the Terzula BT100 that I reviewed recently. BT1000, excuse me. So these are all very, very similar knives. Guess which one's the lightest? By far. Actually, excuse me, these two are about the same. I forget how light this one is too. But of these flippers, the Morff is quite a bit lighter than all these. So, like you said, not just because it has a carbon fiber scale, but because it has milled out liners, a little bit thinner titanium scale, which you don't really need something terribly thick. It's not like it's an EDC knife. It's it's not something you're gonna really use really hard. I'm sure it could, but sometimes I wonder why frame locks are so beefy. Speaking of frame locks, it has a great lockup, has a stainless steel lock bar insert. So again, all of these features, you're finding a lot of nice touches here for under $300. So it's a really, really good value. I know the blade shape's probably not for everyone. I really dig it. I just think it flows really well with the knife. I think it's unique. It's not your typical Tanto or Draw Point or Wharncliffe. I mean, you have a different style blade that's kind of nice and refreshing. Like I said, really good cutter, good slicer, that flat grind, and all that belly. It's just a really, really impressive knife. I'm actually kind of, I've always kind of wanted to check it out, but I never thought I would like it as much as I do. It's like one of my favorite go-to knives right now. And mainly, like I said, because of the great flipping action, the smoothness, the fit and finish is excellent on this. Extremely good. I dig the pocket clip. It's nice sculpted, but it's thinly sculpted, so it functions. It doesn't it's got a nice spring to it, so you can easily get it on off your pants. I like the decorative pivot on this side. The carbon fiber is beautiful, nicely sculpted. I mean, there's just nothing to not like about this knife, in my opinion. I don't see anything to not like about it. So that's my my thoughts on the Custom Knife Factory Morph. Highly recommend it. If you dig the blade shape like I do, and you dig the how lightweight it is for such a good size folder, and you get a full, big time, get a full grip. It's just got great ergonomics. I just can't think of too many negatives. I really can't. I've tried. I've been using it for a couple weeks, carrying it quite often. And it's like, oh, when I need a lightweight knife, I'm wearing like, sweatpants or something. I don't want something too heavy. This is what I grab. If I'm, gonna wear slacks, I could easily wear this because it's super lightweight, but it's still nice and handsome. It's got carbon fiber, titanium. It's a good overall knife. I kind of wish more companies would go to the detail, especially the milling of the titanium scale. How much weight that saves is amazing. Then having that full carbon fiber scale instead of having a liner. No, it's not as strong, but like for an EDC knife, like I said, it's just fine. So let's do a couple more close-up shots, and we'll kind of wrap up the video. Let's check out those grind lines. Kind of got a satin finish on the grinds, but you can really see those lines. It's really nice. Super sharp. Oh yeah. And it has the S35 VN right here on this blade. Then it says 65 of 120. I don't know if this is a first run knife. I'm guessing it is, because it's not like a limited production or anything. So I don't think there's only so many made. But I'll give you another detailed look at the sculpting on the titanium. It'd be really cool to anodize this and maybe you know, anodize the valleys different than the peaks here. That would be really cool. That's something I might do in the future. So, alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Any questions or comments on this knife, leave them down below, and we'll see you in the next video.